Welcome back, Total Bella fans. Hello to all you shoo-shoos out there. We are going to recap Season 2, Episode 1 of Total Bellas right now. Don't go anywhere.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Baby. Oh, I like that.
Taking it back. We figured since there was so much baby drama tonight, this was the perfect song to start us out.
It is.
We're back, Total Bellas.
We're back.
Woo! Guys, I'm Megan Stecher. How you doing tonight? I'm jamming. So good to be back for Season 2. So exciting. I'm joined by...
I'm Jennifer Leone, and you can find me on Twitter at Jennifer Leone TV.
And thank you, Jennifer, for joining us tonight.
Thank you. I'm filling
Is this
in.
computer making noise?
We
I have a little mute button.
We need to stop that.
I can hear myself talking.
Thank you for that.
Perfect.
Okay.
We are rolling the chat, guys, which is why you could hear us in a delay there on the microphone. So chat with us, and Jen's gonna keep an eye on and shout out some fun comments and things when we see a good one.
Yeah, say hi. I love how many of you are already on here.
They're the best.
Yeah,
They're the best.
you guys are awesome. And give us a thumbs up and say hi. Tell us what you think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are a little light on the panel tonight, but that is because we have so many wrestling shows filming tonight all at the same time. So in 2 weeks, we're going to move some things around, and then we'll be able to have a bunch of us all in here together. Some favorites of yours from some other wrestling shows, but I won't spoil it. You'll have to come back.
Yes.
Tonight's episode, Desert Dilemma. I'm so freaking excited because the Bellas are my favorite part about watching Total Divas. So I'm so excited that they have their own show and they're back.
Oh, yeah.
And do you follow JJ's wife at all? Like her little blogger career?
I don't.
Oh, I say little. That's so rude of me. She has become one of my favorite people to follow on Instagram.
Interesting.
And I'm like obsessed with her Instagram story. Like, I guess because I always watch hers, now it's like always first up at the top. Like, she's one of my first few people every day when I like go to Instagram stories. So she's adorable and lovely. And I don't feel the same way about her husband after tonight. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk. Let's definitely talk about that.
Tonight, we opened up with kind of like a mashup of the biggest things that are going to happen this season. And they showed Brie having the baby. And they showed Nikki and John and his proposal in the ring. So I'm very excited to get to that point.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to show a lot. And I'm really happy.
too.
Because you never know. They sometimes don't want to show everything. But I think with the Bellas, they want it all out there.
They do, which was kind of like Brian's problem with everything tonight, I guess.
Right, it was.
We should dive into that.
But they open immediately with the birth of the baby.
Yeah.
It just happened like right there. I didn't think, I thought we'd have to wait a little bit.
It was a supercut, I guess you would say, of the birth. And I was, it was graphic. Yeah. It was like, oh! And they were blurring some stuff out. And I was like, oh, okay, they're really in there. Like, this is really, really going to happen.
Yeah. And just out of curiosity, I wonder, like, whose camera was in there? Was it like an iPhone or was it like a real camera? Like, how detailed did they get with the video process?
Right. Ooh. We will see.
We will see.
And tonight started out after we got kind of the highlights of what's going to happen at the end of the season. We start out the season tonight with Nikki and John going to dinner. And she's pitching him on this idea of him moving to Phoenix with her for a little while for the end of Brie's pregnancy. And they're starting up Birdie Bee, and Birdie Bee's offices are going to be firing up there in Phoenix, and her whole family's there. So she's telling him, you know, like, let's just move in and be around. And I'm thinking, like, they're going to move in somewhere, like, with her mom or something, which, like, silly me. Of course, it didn't happen.
John and Nikki, no way.
I know. Well, like, the villa made perfect sense.
Totally.
I was like, this is so their Florida house. But John's response to her at dinner was, let's look into it. And for me, like, that's only a maybe with John. He wants to be convinced. But then he said, it's a good idea. So I kind of felt like he he agreed to go. What did you think?
Maybe like it was more so, I think it's a good idea for you, because didn't he say later that he thought it was just like her going and then and then he kind of led her on after I understand it's kind of uncomfortable. I guess it would be.
I almost felt like he admitted to knowing that she wanted him to also come, and he let her believe that.
Yeah, that's the part where it's like, okay, let's have some communication, because how long have they been together? I feel like there needs to be a little bit, and now they're getting married, but maybe they work something out and we just haven't seen it, with the communication, hopefully he opens up.
I thought it was interesting when he was with the trainer. So he was talking about, he said, there's some things going on she doesn't even know about. He said they were kind of ideas, and now they're concrete. And he was talking about all the things he's been booked for recently other than WWE, like movies and the Kids' Choice Awards. Are you surprised that she wouldn't be the first person to know these things?
I am, but I know them just from watching them, and it's not really that surprising. I just thought that maybe they grew a little bit more. He would want to tell her a little bit more. There's something there that's just a block, and I feel like, I don't know, they need to hash that out. Like I said before, I just feel like communication is key, and it's a partner. You're supposed to talk to them and say, hey, I got all this awesome stuff coming up. I know what's going on with you and your sister, but, this is happening for me, and talk it through. Wouldn't you want to chat about it instead of just being like, boom, I have all this stuff, Kids' Choice Award, blah, 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 blah. He lists a laundry list. And also, it was kind of weird to me when he was talking to that trainer and saying that, just in the past couple of days, they became concrete. So if it's so, I don't know, on point with the same time they're looking for a place in Phoenix, I feel like they should be talking about it as they're doing it. Like, hey, I'm getting these emails right now saying that it's not a good idea for me to be in Phoenix. Something along those lines, just to ease it up maybe a little bit.
Right. And when I think about it, like if something exciting happens to me, I booked this or I got that or whatever. Like, wouldn't you immediately call your significant other and be like, guess what? I got it. Like,
yes.
Or isn't this exciting? I guess maybe he was holding back because he knew it would prevent him from going to Phoenix, and that's why he hadn't told her. I just was surprised that he's like, well, she doesn't even know in these last 3 days that I've booked these major gigs. It's like, why wouldn't you have told her, like, I got the movie, like, I got the Kids' Choice Awards? Just to me, that was awkward.
Yeah, I definitely see your point, but maybe they're at this point now where they it's another thing, just another thing to do. It's not that important anymore because they do it all the time.
Maybe. I'd like to be at that level of success.
Right?
Like, no big deal. I'm hosting the Kids' Choice Awards and I won't be moving to Phoenix. I'll also be filming a movie.
Yeah, just side note. By the way, nonchalantly.
We have this other storyline going on with Brie and Bryan. And I guess maybe her Instagram nudity level. It kind of seems like Bryan was just saying, can't we keep anything between us? But when the editors added on some photos that she has shared on Instagram, I'm like, I kind of see it. She's showing a lot of skin and a lot of this stuff.
Well, maybe she's balanced. She doesn't have all of the boobs. It's
That's
mixed with
true.
some vegan stuff and mixed with,
That's
some
true.
stuff here and there. It would be one thing if she was bending over. I think that she's classy always. And I don't know. I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but I love that Bryan just said, yeah, do you. Finally. I feel like before he was very... I don't know, just it seemed like very conservative and very particular. Yeah.
And what did Renee said? He's a control freak. And I was like, it almost looked like Brie was a little taken aback by her saying that. And I'm like, well, everybody knows it. We watch the show.
We all see it. And that's okay. He's protective. I see.
I think it's sweet. I think it comes across in a way that modern women would be like, don't tell me what to do. Yeah. But I think he means it in the best way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And kind of like save something for us and ourselves. Don't make everything you do about the public. His exact quote was, sometimes it feels like we live our lives more for the public than for ourselves. And I'm with him on this, in that like something you do in your day or in your week has to not be about Instagram, YouTube, because now that they've started up their YouTube channel, it's like a constant all day thing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like everything's for Instagram, everything's for Insta Story, everything's for YouTube. And I can see how that would be annoying.
Yeah, but also thinking of Bryan, I feel like he came into the wrestling world where he didn't have to worry about Instagram. He never had to worry about any of that stuff. But for the girls to stay relevant and, you know, on it, this is part of their career.
It is.
It's, you know, social media, all of it. It's the same thing now. So,
it's true.
And the best photos of yourself, you know, you're going to post. And, I mean, who's going to make it look better than you?
True. What did you think of Brie doing the, I guess you call it a cast of the belly?
Oh, yeah. I think that's cool. I think it's cool.
I feel like it's more old school than doing a maternity shoot, because I feel like even when I was a kid, like people's moms were doing that, like the belly mold.
Yeah, yeah.
But now everybody has to do a photo shoot for like engagement, baby, like it's a whole world of photo shoots out there.
I feel like everyone just sees what other people do and have, and when there's so many photos out there and you're looking, you know, at Facebook every day or Instagram, and you see people living their lives and one person does it, another person's going to do it, and it's just kind of the norm now. Now, I mean, I would want a photo shoot. I think it's cool, you know, to keep the memories.
What did you think of JJ's wife, Lauren's photo shoot? I thought it was
beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. It was, and so tasteful and just like elegant.
Yeah. I thought it was as far really as pretty. Like, I don't know if there was like an art director that worked with them, or the photographer, like whoever ideas it was for like what she wore and didn't wear. I thought it was so like modern and fresh from like Brie's and Bryan's was a little more traditional to me as far as what people do, and I thought Lauren's was so like artsy and cool.
Yeah, that side boob, side tummy.
I loved the black leotard one.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
that was the
so
first
cool.
one or so. Like it's so
I was
pretty.
like, who would think of a pregnant woman wearing only a leotard? And it turned out so cool.
It did.
So cool. And of course JJ didn't like the photos.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Keep rolling along with the story, and we'll get to JJ.
Yeah, let's save JJ for later.
SmackDown comes to Phoenix, and Lauren does not come with JJ, which is our first little inkling that like something might be going on. My issue with this storyline is that I feel like maybe it's not true.
Go on.
I feel like they're, like, just because they got in a little tiff at the airport about him forgetting the stroller, and just because she didn't come out one night when she would need to be home nursing the baby and putting it to bed, to me it's almost like, could they have added this as a phony storyline? You know?
Maybe.
Which makes me sad. Like, I wouldn't want them to stoop to that level of being like, we're separated. But maybe they really were. And that, like, it's surprising to me, because she keeps up with her like blogging and all the social media she does to promote the blogging so often. And I didn't realize that, like, back when I was following her when this was being filmed, that like that was maybe even going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, the baby's only 3 months, and he was willing to just like split and have that on camera. Right. You know, move into a new place, and oh hey, I thought I'd move in with you, sis. You know, right. I don't know. Like, oh, you're the first person that I told, and oh, a camera's there. Maybe you're onto something.
Right. Like, they could have totally filmed that later after a producer came up with a storyline.
Sure.
Once they were filming and things happened naturally. Like, oh, they happened to see this fight at the airport and stuff like that. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, let's put together a storyline that things are rocky, you know?
Yeah. Just rocky. And then they'll get together. again next week or something.
Right. I don't know. We'll see what's really going on with the storyline. Nikki and John check out the villa. Like we said, I thought it was so their taste. Not mine.
It's totally mine, yeah. I love that.
She did a great job of finding like something that would remind him of their Florida home for sure.
I love that she takes care of him so well and is just like, okay, anything to make you comfortable. And she mentioned when she was talking about the villa, we just have enough space because that's important to John to have enough space. And she, could have done a lot of different things. She could have gotten a smaller house or more of a beachy house.
Yeah.
Or a traditional Phoenix type place. But she chose something that made him happy. I thought that was cute. But, the outcome's the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, he's not even coming, so we'll see if Nikki stays in the villa with JJ. We'll see. Okay, Lauren and Brie talked about the maternity pics in front of JJ, who got feisty with them.
Yeah.
And then we also saw John in the gym with his trainer, which we discussed. So he booked a bunch of gigs, and he will not be going to Phoenix.
Yeah.
But how to break the news to Brie is the question. And next, Brie does her maternity shoot, and she mentions to her mom at the shoot that JJ and Lauren were fighting. And then Bryan shows up for the shoot and is super nervous about Brie being naked at the... I don't understand why it makes him so nervous. He's like, oh, there's so many people around. I'm like, well, it's all women.
Yeah,
and it's your same, like, producer and photographer you probably always work with for as far as the show. The when I say photographer, meaning cameraman on top of the still photographer that was there. So I'm just wondering why he felt so out of his element. I think he's shy to be around Brie when Brie is partially nude, and I'm not sure why.
Interesting. I feel like that's, I don't know, like that's a personal thing, like something that it's just entirely his view that none of us could really understand unless we were him or very close to him.
Maybe because he did say any photo shoot is hard for me, so maybe it's just that shyness coming out as soon as he got on set.
Well, it's very old-fashioned, and I'm sure, like, for him, if he was to do a photo shoot or his girlfriend or something, it would be for specific work, WWE type of promo, cut and dry. I just feel like maybe he's a little old school, and that's why. He doesn't get it that you have to do more photo shoots.
Maybe.
You just have to.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
You have to. Book them once a week.
Once a week. See your progression. Or.
Right. I mean, like, I did it today. Like, I just paid someone today to take my photos to use them for, like, Instagram and website. It's just, like, something we all have to.
Yeah, it's a part of the job.
Really is.
So.
It really is. Bryan, buck up. Brie presents him with a few of the framed photos from their shoot, and I think he really liked him. I think that's what changed his mind.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. At first, I love that he kind of pretended that he hated them.
Oh, yeah. He's like, you said hold it in. That was the best part.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh my gosh, he's so mean. They're beautiful photos. And then, no, he was messing with her and the cameras. He's probably, doing a little game. I just feel like, you got to do that from time to time. And I love that he was so supportive. And they're gorgeous pictures.
Yeah, when she said, I think this is the best picture of the two of us ever, and he agreed. I'm like, ooh, he really likes these. That's why he's like, go ahead and post it on Instagram.
Yeah, and it's the three of them,
Yeah,
it's the
that's
baby
true.
too.
It's sweet.
So cute.
I don't think I would. Do you think you'd do a maternity shoot like that?
Like what? Like in that style?
Yeah.
Or in general?
Well, in general.
In general, probably.
Okay.
Just it depends on how I looked. If I had, Kim Kardashian feet that like blew up and my face was, who knows what I would look like.
I'm thinking like if I were the type of girl that like an Angelina Jolie where it looks like you just have a little tiny bump and there's no weight gain.
Yeah.
I'd do one.
Sure. Why not? And be like, ha, like those girls who are like, I was back in my jeans right after the hospital.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. I don't know how I would be.
I mean, if I gained a ton of weight, I don't think I'd do it because I'd be like, let's forget that I gained a ton of weight.
Right? Let's just not go there.
Do those photos.
I'll wear a dress. We'll be on the beach in like a muumuu.
Yeah. I thought it was funny in the very beginning of the show when Nikki mentioned Brie's like swelling. And I was like, poor Brie.
Poor
like
Brie.
her face was swollen in her hands. So many people get that. My cousin had that really bad. It's funny. It almost sounds like their voice sounds different too. Like something nasally kind of happens a little bit there.
Huh.
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't been around.
Pregnant, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Any pregnant girls out there? Feel free to comment in the live chat.
Shout it out.
Shout it out.
How's
someone
doing over there?
Yeah, someone says not everyone looks good in a photo. Yeah. Well, there is Photoshop. Brian needs to loosen up. Well, Nikki is a real estate agent, so that's why she has good taste and she knows how to find the good places.
There you go.
So forgot about that.
I forgot too.
Yeah, everyone's a fan of Amanda. Oh wait, hold on, I'm going through all of this. Yeah, I think we're good. Anything else that you guys want to address? Write us.
Keep it coming.
Keep it coming.
John ends up telling Nikki, he's like, I'm just going to rip this Band-Aid off. I can't go. But Nikki let him off the hook really easy.
Oh, yeah. She was, like, already accepting. She's like, what this time, you know?
I know. It's almost like she knew he wasn't going to come.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I understand. Then she says, Brie's going to be mad.
And she was.
She
was really mad.
Nikki hasn't told her family. And John's like, wait, you haven't told them? We're just going to keep avoiding this? So I think she's trying to force him into saying it rather than her.
Such a good point.
Which she did in San Diego.
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
So before they get to San Diego, let's talk about JJ here.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Let's do it. All right.
So we learned that everyone's going to go to San Diego to John and Nikki's beach house there and spend a little bit of family time. And JJ has forgotten the baby's stroller at home, and he has to go all the way back home and get it and come back to the airport and hopefully not miss the flight. So he gets back, he's stressed out. He, Lauren says to him first, are you mad at me? And he says, no, I'm just pissed off in general, which I get. It's very flustery. It's like, I thought you got the stroller. No, I thought you got the stroller.
Yeah.
You know, somebody has to go back and get it. And, like, racing to the airport, there's no worse feeling. So I get that. But, like, then she says, did you figure out the stroller mount? Which is just, like, an innocent question, like, hey, have we figured out yet how to actually put, like, the baby car seat attached to the stroller? Like, do we got that yet?
Yeah.
And he threw down his fork and knife and said, shut up. I am not okay with people talking to their wives like that.
No, I just feel like all around JJ needs to learn how to talk, period. Like, just in general, I'm sorry, JJ fans, I'm just constantly amazed with the words that come out of his mouth. I just don't understand how he has so little respect for family and for, you know, like his mom. And I don't know, I feel really bad for Lauren at certain points. So, I don't know, I just don't get it. I don't get how he could speak to someone that he loves like that.
I know, like, I'm a huge Lauren fan now that I feel like I know her.
Oh, Team Lauren. Yeah.
I feel like I know her from following her on Instagram on the daily. And I'm like, she seems like the nicest girl. And I'm like, oh, my God, for my husband to be like, shut up. I'd be like,
no.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you went and got the stroller because I'm taking it right back to the car and going home with your baby. Bye.
Or you're leaving and I'm staying here with the kid. I just feel like it's awful. Like the way that and she's a new mom, just like how he's a new dad. There are stresses, but her body has gone through a lot. Just give her a break, you know?
I mean, she's like sitting there breastfeeding at all times because the baby eats so often. Like, God, JJ, jerk face.
Yeah. She gave you a baby.
I don't know. He just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah. It's just like the baby syndrome. Like he's just, you know, baby, oh.
Yeah, he's the baby of that family. So he probably got away with murder and like always getting to act how he wanted to act, talk how he wanted. Like, your mom is tired by the third kid. You know what I mean? Like, my parents were tired by the time my little sister was like in high school. She got away with murder. they all go out to dinner in San Diego, and John lets them know he can't be in Phoenix.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh, unfortunate, bummer, we got it. And the only person pissed is, as Nicole predicted, Brie. They were saying some pretty hurtful stuff to each other in that conversation.
that was real. That was a real fight there.
What, I feel like, did I write anything down? She definitely was like, she's not going to call him Shushu. I won't let her. Like, I'm not going to have my daughter refer to him as uncle when he doesn't do anything with our family.
I mean, I don't know what else is there. Maybe he straight up lied to her, and there's more to the story, and Brie was just kind of like sick of it for the last time, and it's like, I'm about to have this baby. I went with my husband to help you, and I get it. I understand.
I think she is sticking it to John a little bit when she comes back to the table and she says to him, like, I thought something was going to be about me for once. I think because John is the biggest star as far as the WWE stuff, and he's the busiest.
Really?
I think she was kind of like, oh, this was finally going to be about us and our real life for once. Oh. And as much as it can be when it's being filmed for a reality show, I guess. But she's like, oh, but of course you're backing out.
Well, maybe also with Nikki, because John's number one with Nikki before the sister, I think.
I think so, too.
So John will come first always.
Yeah.
And she has a mindset, and she'll stick with the mindset. And when it comes to what John said to Brie, I feel like, shouldn't you just let her talk? He kind of had to go back at her, like he had to win. I know that they're all competitive. I get that. You're athletes. But, just...
I find him to be, like, he's very sweet with Nikki, but sometimes he can be just so masculine about things and situations.
Like Sharky. Like, out to bite always. Okay. Like, like, I have to one-up that. Oh, well, he could have walked, or he could have done this. Like... It's like that annoying uncle that's like, okay, like, I get it. Like, I don't know.
I think he just really wanted to defend himself in this situation and not let her win and act like he doesn't care. He's like, no, I have to work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Someone says, I think Brie still hates John for the fact that he is living in that damn mansion and Nicole is paying for Liz being a bee in court. So,
oh, wow.
I don't know.
I think that's a great point. Wow.
Someone says Brie overreacted like always. So, people are on Brie's side. Yeah, they're going back and forth. Liz took him to the cleaners. Yikes.
I mean, I think he's damaged from that for sure.
Yeah. I want to know how much money she has from him. Guys,
this is why poor Nikki had to have a contract to just live in his house.
Yeah, poor Nikki.
But Nikki and Brie, I guess everybody gets over it that night. It's over. Did you love when he said, I'm going to put on my shoes and go to work?
Like, okay.
That was really cute.
Joseph Boza says, I wonder if he didn't want to be in Phoenix anyway, and those opportunities were his perfect out.
I mean, I'm thinking, like, producer-wise, reality TV show-wise, he probably didn't even ever have the time to go film with them, but he threw himself in as much as he could. So they gave him a storyline of like, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm going to be too busy.
Yeah.
And he filmed with them whenever he could.
That makes sense. Amanda says, no, John always gets opportunities. So it's the same thing.
I mean, he's always that busy. Good for him.
I wonder how they're going to get married and do their honeymoon and do all of that,
Oh, like if they do any of it for the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I saw an interview with him where he was saying, like, we share so much, and I think I want, or maybe it was Brie speaking on his behalf. Not Brie, Nikki.
Nikki, okay.
Saying, I can't remember if it was actually him or her saying what he had said. And it was like, I don't know, probably not, because so much, we share everything. But I can see them doing it in like a Kim Kardashian, Kanye type of thing where like you'll see them getting ready, you'll see what it looks like there at the venue, but they'll maybe cut it off when she's about to walk down the aisle.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think that might be a great meeting place for them in the middle.
Yeah. Well, also with Kim and Kanye, we didn't, see them and their assistants going to match up linens and cake tasting. Like, we didn't see any of that. And I feel that the Bellas would show that.
100%.
So I think it's a good idea for them to, keep it a little bit to themselves. Have a little fun moment here and there.
Yeah. I mean, even Kath.
Oh, yeah.
Was on, her wedding was shown. So we'll see. I feel like John could give in the end. I mean, he is an entertainer.
Totally.
We'll see.
And I mean, who knows if money talks?
Well, Nikki's like a big teaser, like too, or like she's good at. She's like politically correct. She's very good in the media of not oversharing what she's not allowed to share, or like teasing the fans a little bit. She's like, I don't know, maybe I could convince him. We'll see. About the wedding, but it's like for the past few days, it's now revealed that she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
But for the past week, people have been bugging her about it, and she's like, that would be a wonderful opportunity. I would say yes. And she knew she was already on the cast, so it's like, she's good at that stuff.
Love.
And Nikki shows Brie, once they've like made up and Brie is over it with the whole John thing, she is showing Brie some of the stuff she wants to do at the baby shower. Did you think any of those games were? I would not be into either of those games.
The sperm game. I've never seen that.
I was like blushing watching it. I was like, oh my God.
Maybe they just looked up the most outrageous ones to show on the show, because
totally.
I've never in my life seen that, but I think it would be funny if I walked into one and saw that. It's like, okay, we're doing something different.
That's like for fun, loose people that are probably like everybody except the moms all like drinking at the shower and everything.
Totally.
I feel like my family would not be into that. They'd be like, what is this?
You have to take the sperm and put it on the egg.
And my mom would turn 5 shades of red. 100%.
I love that. That's so funny. My family is so the opposite.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
My family's a little, like, uptight.
So they would not be down with the sperm to the egg.
No.
Pin the sperm to the egg. That's it.
Pin the sperm on the egg game. I thought tasting baby food wasn't a horrible game, but it's, like, pretty gross. Nothing has any flavor.
Shouldn't they be blindfolded? So they don't look at the color.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Yeah.
That's a good one, too.
Like, you never know if you're going to get veggies or apples.
Yeah. Like, if someone else fed you. Because I wouldn't be able to scoop it in and then make it to my mouth, I don't think.
Right.
But John shows up, surprisingly, to another family dinner in Phoenix this time. And surprise, he has made the deal with Nicole that every time he has 12 hours free, he's going to fly to Phoenix to spend with them.
Love that.
So I think that's the way we're going to get to see him on the show. Like, that's the compromise that he's made with Nicole, but also producers to be on the show. It's like, when I have 12 hours, I'll book it to Phoenix. We'll film a dinner that night. I'm out of here the next morning.
Yeah. I wonder if they didn't have a show like this one, if he would see her really then at all. Like, that, if that 12-hour thing would come up, because I really do think that that's probably because of the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, probably if you have to.
Well, don't they wrestle on the same night now? Like, they did a thing last year. Anyway, the draft, and they split everybody up into Raw and SmackDown. So they travel with the same schedule as far as they are both on the same team.
Right, but they're off right now.
But was maybe not wrestling at the time that they were filming this.
Okay, yeah, that would make more sense. So she was, let's say, if they didn't have the show, she goes to Phoenix, takes care of Brie. Would John Cena come as often as he would? I just feel like, at the end of the day, what if this show's over and then they're like, well, I thought you'd see me more.
I feel like he would.
Yeah,
I feel like
okay.
it's probably like their rule with each other that like after 2 weeks we have to see each other.
That's
or
good.
something. You know what I mean? I
Hopefully,
feel like they
yeah.
have some kind of rule like that, and I think that this 12-hour window thing is probably something they always did, but we didn't hear about it. Like that's the way they actually got to see each other when their schedules are so crazy and not traveling together.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to understand it. I just feel like that would be so difficult.
I
So it's kind
know.
of hard to even critique because you don't know that life.
It's crazy. Like I
yeah.
think about people who have husbands that travel all the time, like anybody's husband or wife that will travel all the time for work, or actors and actresses for 3 months at a time will have to move to Canada, to film. So it gets crazy. Like I think so many couples have those rules.
Yeah.
Where like you can't go without X number of days, weeks, whatever, without seeing each other.
Yeah, people better.
Yeah. Honestly, I enjoy a little break. I live here in the real world where no one's traveling. I gotta sleep next to the same guy every night. And a little break is nice sometimes. It's nice to miss somebody and have them miss me.
Yeah.
I went to
that.
see my family this summer for 10 days, and my boyfriend was like, that was way too long. We really missed you, meaning the dog and him. And I was like, it's so nice to be missed.
How long have you guys been together?
Oh, God, 9 years.
9 years.
Here we go again. With
That's right. I love it. I love it so much.
Perfect. So other than Nikki being a new cast member on Dancing with the Stars, I don't have any other news. Do you have any news tonight for anybody? Any gossip?
I don't. I'm filling in, and I was last minute ran here, so sorry guys. I haven't checked.
But you guys, Jen's like real connected out here, so I didn't know she had any good gossip that I didn't know that.
Not that I know of right now.
She's
no.
got her ear to the streets, Hollywood and Vine.
Mm-hmm. The WWE is pretty good about keeping
stuff
things.
under wraps. I know,
Yeah.
Well, I loved this episode. Other than JJ's bad attitude, I love this episode.
I think that he needs to lighten up. Brian needs to open up. And then after that, I think that everything would be super smooth. But, it's always good for TV.
That's true. That's true. They are a great family for TV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, until next week, keep up with us on social media. Where can they find you, love?
I'm Jennifer Leone, so you can find me on Twitter. Let's do Twitter at Jennifer Leone TV.
And you guys can find me on all my social medias are the same. It's at Megan Stecher. It's MEGANSTECHER. And guys, I'm hosting a new show here at AfterBuzz. AfterBuzz Weekly. So I will be bringing you all the latest and greatest of what's happened at the studios this week, what you can look forward to for next week, awesome red carpet stuff. So check that out. We will be releasing that Sunday. Fingers crossed. It'll be the first one on Sunday.
Yes.
So keep up with me.
What time?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, we'll find it.
I have no idea.
Follow her on all her handles.
Yes, I have no idea what time we're releasing it on Sunday, but it'll be out on Sunday. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.